All right, you gotta hear this story. I mean, it seriously has everything. A top secret AI, a huge data leak, and a mystery that feels like it was ripped straight out of a tech thriller. We're gonna unpack how one of the most guarded secrets in the entire AI world just got out. It's the classic question, right? How does a secret escape? But in this story, it wasn't some complex heist. No rivals, no hackers. The secret was just kind of sitting there, out in the open, for anyone to find. And wow, did the consequences hit fast. $14.5 billion. Let that sink in for a second. That's how much market value vanished in a single day of trading. All because one document, a single file that was never supposed to see the light of day, got loose. This wasn't just a leak, it was an absolute financial earthquake. So you're probably asking, what on earth was in that file? How could one little document cause so much chaos? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into right now. We're going to look at what was revealed, why it's such a big deal, and the huge, kind of ironic problem it creates for one of the most important AI companies on the planet. Okay, so let's start with that number, that massive shockwave. The moment the contents of this file hit the internet, the reaction wasn't just on social media. Oh no, the real panic was on the stock market, and it zeroed in on one very specific, very powerful industry. Yeah, you heard that right. We're talking about the big guns, companies like CrowdStrike and Palo Alto Networks, giants of digital defense. Their stocks just cratered. And why? Because the leak described an AI that was so good at cybersecurity, it made investors everywhere ask, is this new AI about to make that entire industry obsolete? So what was this boogeyman that had everyone so spooked? The whole answer was tucked away in that file. It revealed a secret, an unreleased AI model that was so deep under wraps, even people inside the company barely knew about it. Its name? Mythos. But honestly, the how it got out is maybe the wildest part of this whole thing. This wasn't some sophisticated Mission Impossible style hack. Nope. It was a simple settings error in Anthropic's own website software. Someone accidentally set about 3,000 internal files to public. And just like that, the blueprints for their next big thing were out in the wild. And this leak, it didn't just expose the model, it blew the doors off their whole product roadmap. See, before this, we all knew about their three tiers, Haiku, Sonnet, and Opus at the top. But these documents revealed a secret level 4, a whole new Capybara tier. And Claude Mythos is the very first model to get into this exclusive club. And we're not talking a small upgrade here. The internal docs said Mythos was dramatically higher in capability than Opus, which was already best in class. But look closely at that cybersecurity line. The leap from Opus finding over 500 exploits to Mythos being far ahead of any other AI, yeah, that is the phrase that sent Wall Street into a complete meltdown. And this is where the story takes a turn, where things get, well, a little scary. The documents didn't just describe a smarter chatbot. They painted a picture of a potential cyber weapon, creating a classic, really dangerous dilemma. I mean, think about it. It's the ultimate double-edged sword. In the hands of the good guys, this AI is a super shield. It could find and fix security flaws at a speed humans can't even comprehend. But what about in the hands of the bad guys? Well, then it becomes the perfect lockpick, an ultimate weapon that can find and use those same flaws faster than anyone can react. And get this isn't just speculation. This quote comes directly from inside Anthropic. This is them talking to themselves, basically warning that what they're building could create a future where AI attacks move so blindingly fast, human defenders are just left in the dust. So this whole situation lands Anthropic in this massive kind of hilarious paradox. You have to remember, their whole brand, their entire sales pitch to the world is, we're the safe, the responsible AI company you can trust. And yet, the very leak that exposed their hyper-advanced, potentially world-breaking security AI was caused by one of the most basic security mistakes in the book. It's like building the most uncrackable safe in history and then leaving the blueprints for it on your front lawn. The irony is just staggering. And that's the big question that's hanging over all of this, isn't it? It's the central tension of the story. If a company can't even get the basics of website security right, how can we trust them with something powerful enough to, in their own words, outpace the efforts of defenders? It's a tough one, and there's no easy answer. Now, of course, a story this juicy, this perfect, got the internet buzzing immediately. And two big theories popped up. Was this whole thing a massive, embarrassing screw-up, or was it actually a stroke of marketing genius?
So on one hand, you've got people saying this is a total disaster for them. On the other, people are seeing the fingerprints of a brilliant, calculated play. So, clumsy blunder or marketing masterclass. Let's look at what people are saying.
All right, so for team, it was a master plan. Exhibit A is the timing. I mean, come on. This so-called accident just happens to go down during RSA conference week, which is pretty much the Super Bowl of cybersecurity events. That's not just a coincidence. That is suspiciously perfect timing. But hold on, the other side has a pretty good point too. This Reddit user nails it. They're saying, hey, don't assume these are just scientists talking to each other. A lot of that language, step change, dramatically higher, it sounds a lot less like a dry research memo and a whole lot more like a marketing brochure that just got out a little early.
And so that's where we are with this crazy contradiction. A company that stumbled on the absolute basics of web security has also created an AI with potentially world-changing power. So whether it was a blunder or a brilliant strategy, at this point, it doesn't really matter. The secret's out. Mythos is coming. And it leaves all of us with a fundamental question. As these tools get exponentially more powerful, who do we actually trust to hold the keys? That's the real story here.